Get your live music fix with the best of Pearl Jam tribute music. Washed in Black will be performing for one night only, 7 p.m. on August 27th at the Federal Way Performing Arts Center. Experience a tribute to one of the most prolific bands of our time with Seattle's own Washed in Black as they celebrate the 30-year anniversary of the release of 10. Get tickets at fwpaec.org. Thank you to our sponsor, Becker Retirement Group.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to curiositystream.com to learn more and sign up today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the Drink Desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast an unidentified couple, but it's kind of a pick-me-up story. Look, Mike, you were scheduled to get married this year. COVID hit. You guys rescheduled for next year. Yeah. Got a nice email from a couple that I married 10 years ago. They're still together after 10 years. Miles, earlier in the show, we talked about a list from 1939, and it describes, a little dated, but it was explaining what makes a good husband, the qualities, what makes a good wife, etc. Well, guess what? We have a fantastic marriage proposal. In this case, it took place on a boat. Actually, it took place on two boats. So you see this video, and a man is walking along the back of one boat, which was docked near the other boat. And on the other boat, there's a woman standing on it. And when you watch the video, you realize this is cool. This guy's proposing to this woman. And she quickly decided that she's going to say yes. And because she's overcome with emotion, she leans from her boat to his boat to give him a big fat hug. But that's when she accidentally stepped on the gas of the boat, and that boat throttled forward. Well, naturally, she fell backward. And in the process of falling backward, she kicked her soon-to-be husband in the head, and then he fell off the other boat into the water. Hopefully someone had a firm grasp on the ring. We understand. I believe they're doing okay. And she did say yes.
Okay.
So just look, guys, seriously, when it comes to a wedding proposal, just keep it simple.
How do they not know if they have the ring?
All right.
Oh.
You know what? You know, Dr. Pudge.
I think they would have mentioned it in the story. I think it would have been one of those, and he dropped the ring. Like, it seems like, or they should have mentioned it, but he held on to the damn thing.
Yeah, either way. I mean, she steps on the gas, and you can picture the rest. She goes backward, kicks him in the head. They both go into the water. All I would say to this guy, are you sure this is the woman you want to marry?
Is this right?
I didn't
start off.
I feel like this is a sign.
Does she know how boats work?
Yeah, just ask her. But either way, congratulations. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Lieutenant Harris. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola. All right there, LH. You understand how this here game is played?
Oh, you know I do, brother. Let's go.
Fantastic as always. You have your choice of one of three stories. The Wonderful World of Drugs. Bite Me. In other words, what does someone find under food? And finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up inside of someone.
Oh, the Wonderful World of Drugs.
The Wonderful World. All right, Huey. Thank you for you and your huge, huge penis. All right, here's your story. Where 4 officers with the California Highway Patrol, CHIPS, and a Golden Gate Bridge personnel, they were all hospitalized after a driver suspected to be impaired crashed into a median near an overpass. Now, according to the police there, a possibly impaired driver crashed into the movable median on the northbound Golden Gate Toll Plaza at about 12:45 on Sunday. Well, the crash blocked traffic, and the driver was found passed out inside of his sedan, along with a powdery white substance. Well, 2 officers who arrived on the scene, as well as a tow truck driver, quickly began to show symptoms of possible exposure, and they quickly became incapacitated. Multiple ambulances were immediately requested along with additional Narcan units. The 3 individuals, along with the driver, were rushed to the local hospital for treatment. But during the investigation, 2 more officers, as well as the Golden Gate Bridge Patrol officer, they began displaying symptoms of possible exposure. They were transported to a local hospital for treatment as well. So at the time, 7 people were transported to the hospital and remained there for treatment and observation. Now, the question is, what did homie have in his sedan before he crashed into the median? Was it fentanyl, meth, bath salts, or cocaine?
I'm almost leaning toward the fentanyl just because of the issues. It don't take very much to overdose you and just, get it on your skin. But I don't know. What do you think there, Lieutenant?
You talking to me or Ted?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ted. I'm brain dead, man. I'm enjoying a cold beverage. What can I say?
Okay, good for you.
I don't have an official rank, so I was confused. I think Harris.
Well, you do now.
Thank you, sir. I think Harris is on to something just because the exposure to fentanyl, you hear all these terrible horror stories. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like meth isn't good for you, but that's when it's all the chemicals.
No, Ted, meth is not good for you.
No. So if this was like in the place where they were making the meth, but it said he had the white powdery substance on him, correct?
Or in the car, whatever the case, when they got there, they definitely detected a white powdery substance.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems too easy, but fentanyl, sadly, seems like the correct answer here.
Okay. Is that what you're going to go with, Ted?
Yeah, I'm going with fentanyl.
Okay. Lieutenant Harris, you going to stick with fentanyl as well?
I'm going with fentanyl, boys. Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to find out if he had fentanyl, meth, bath salts, or cocaine in his car next.
That was a tease.
Get your live music fix with the best of Pearl Jam tribute music. Washed in Black will be performing for one night only, 7 p.m. on August 27th at the Federal Way Performing Arts Center. Experience a tribute to one of the most prolific bands of our time with Seattle's own Washed in Black as they celebrate the 30-year anniversary of the release of 10. Get tickets at fwpaec.org. Thank you to our sponsor, Becker Retirement Group.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to CuriosityStream.com to learn more and sign up today.
Pistachio. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Jonathan got profiled as dealing with drugs today as 4 officers and responders. 7 more got sick after responding to a wreck at the Golden Gate toll booth. Many were hospitalized due to exposure to a certain drug. So what drug did this guy have in his car? He sent a ton of people to the hospital, including himself. Fentanyl, meth, bath salts, or cocaine?
And Lieutenant Harris, that's the question we posed to you, and you said fentanyl. Just based on everything you have heard about it, how destructive it can be, how potent it is. Seems like the obvious answer. And you are correct. No, you're fentanyl.
That's right. Yeah, that's a hell of a drug.
That stuff's crazy.
Isn't it like,
It's just in the car.
Is it 100 times more potent than morphine?
Something.
Or something. It's a ridiculous. Like morphine, at least when I was growing up, morphine was like the go-to, this will dope you up drug. And fentanyl apparently is considerably more potent. Mm-hmm. It was just in the air, man.
Damn. All right, now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon. The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
We'll start with something a little funny today. Everybody enjoys, I know we always talk about the holidays. You get that kind of the skeleton crew that's working at a news station.
Sure. Oh, God, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Right. So one of the great things about TV is when they have a blooper or whatever, it's rough. You know what I mean? Like, we screw up all the time, but it's not that odd.
But we can own it. You know, if you're doing like TV news, you can't be like, say that again, you said penis. Like, they can't do that.
Right.
And they're reading off a teleprompter, so it's kind of hard for them to break character and try to figure it out.
Yeah, and also they're in suits and dresses.
Right. They're supposed to look respectful, presentable. You're supposed to trust them. So even when they screw up, they have to cover it as best they can.
And obviously during COVID times, things have gotten tougher. Sometimes the timing's bad. Who knows who's given the call to say, you go or you go.
Right.
Short-staffed.
Right. So this is basically just like people who are just talking too soon or at the same time on a newscast.
All right, welcome back to Eyewitness News.
Welcome back into Eyewitness News.
Damn. Go ahead, Sarah.
Go ahead, Aaron.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth on this. Good morning to you, too.
Well, we've been told to stay at home, but that hasn't stopped. Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Former Health Secretary Alan Johnson joins us down the line from Hull. Alan Johnson. I'm never going to recover from that now, am I?
From hell. So she knew how to recover from that.
She did. But do you think she just thinks having to work from home is hell or just slipped out?
Maybe she knows his home life.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I met your wife at the Christmas party. He's broadcasting from hell.
Right. He's got 3 children. He's been schooling them, everything else.
Gets up at 3:30 to be in here.
The schooling stuff's tough.
It sucks.
Yeah. I got a buddy that literally was just talking about the other day. He's like, I went to an Ivy League college. I cannot figure out 5th and 6th grade stuff.
Yeah, dude, it is a nightmare. There's one woman I know. She officially boycotted her children last week. She's like, I'm done.
Yep.
I hate them.
It was hard enough just helping with homework. I mean, I was never involved in a pandemic raising kids, but when my kids would come down for the week or whatever, I couldn't help them. I mean, depending on the subject, but I couldn't, for the most part, I was like, well, let's Google it. I mean, what do you do when you have a problem? I Google it.
I mean, outside of history.
We used to just cheat, but now
you
you
have a YouTube instructional video? Let's look at that.
Yeah, outside of history, I couldn't teach a subject.
No.
Yeah,
I just don't know enough about it.
And you haven't had to think about it, and you don't care, and it's new to you.
It's not retainable things. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm going to tell you this banana thing. When you get my age, you're not going to remember either.
When am I going to use this Pythagorean theorem again? This theorem here?
You know the jobs where it's required.
I understand the thinking process behind it.
Sure.
And how to learn through that. But it doesn't really, I don't think, apply generally. So a lot of those things I just couldn't relate to. They didn't stick.
Yeah.
If it doesn't apply, it doesn't stick much.
Yeah. If I put Parmesan cheese on my grilled cheese sandwich on the outside when I toast it, I'll remember that.
Because that's delicious.
Next time around, man, a little toasted Parmesan on the outside. That is going to stay right up in here.
Yeah, sure.
Geometry? No. No cheese.
Right. You remember sporting events? And I can remember.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, oh, yeah, we were at this place.
Who sings that song? That song that 20 years ago that only had one hit, that band?
I remember them.
Yeah. I saw the video. I retain the dumbest crap.
So yesterday, obviously, there was football on here in the Seattle area where everybody was fired up. So I want to set this up. This is a terrible, terrible mistake. And I have a young man named DK Metcalf, but people make mistakes.
Second down and 11. Wilson gets protection, airs it out. Metcalf, it's there. And it's knocked out of the back of the end zone. Was he in? Play was made by the rookie Diggs as the officials get together. And it's a touchback. Unbelievable if it stands. He's there, and Diggs just...
He lets up.
Yep. And he was not in.
So it's painful to hear, right? Mm-hmm. So yesterday this happens. I'm in the bathroom. Shout out to the 3-bean chili I made on Saturday. So I miss all this. My phone just starts blowing up with like, he's an idiot, blah, blah, blah. So I just walk back out to the couch, say to somebody that's there, I go, don't worry. He's going to make up for this.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where did that confidence come from? I don't know. Was it the natural lights? I just...
Could have been.
That's the beer talking, by the way.
I just look at my buddy, I go, trust me, nobody feels worse than Metcalf does. He'll show up big. And Seattle Seahawks games are insanity.
Always.
There's missing extra points, 2-point conversions. It's just insane. So, of course, he hits him in stride, like, towards the end of the game and wins the game for him.
He needed to.
Yeah.
Because it was a stupid thing you did. Like anything, celebrate when you get there.
Mm-hmm. It always seems like the Cowboys are involved in those kind of plays. Remember Leon let?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one side or the other. I mean, it just seems like whenever that happens, the Cowboys are playing. It's not always them doing it, but they're...
Didn't Leon let... He had a couple of those. He had the one in the Super Bowl with Tasker, and then he had the Thanksgiving game where he kicked it when they were playing the
Just
Dolphins.
don't touch the ball. All you have to do is not touch it. So he runs directly at it and slides into it with his foot.
Yeah, and look, trust me, almost every other time of the week, I'd be super pissed. But it's just something about Russell, the way he talks to his teammates and everything. I was just like, nope, it's fine. Like, we need those points. We'll get them back. DK's going to make a play.
You knew he would be okay. There's a difference. Like last year when he had the dropsies, you go like, all right, this is mental. What he did yesterday, it's like, he won't do that again. He did. I can. You might strip the ball from him, but not for his lack of hanging on to it. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, look,
this ain't happening again.
I mean, that poor guy might not ever celebrate another touchdown in his career.
No. But I guarantee you, I can't believe anybody could rip the ball out of his hands.
That's the way he had it.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
I should say, like,
he
doesn't seem like the guy that you can try to, I'm going to take this ball from this guy.
No, he just slowed down.
Yeah,
and just held it out.
Oh, boy.
I'm with you. But, man, those games are always wild, always crazy. But also, always exciting.
That is one thing you give with the Seahawks, man. They're good games.
I didn't see much, but I just saw the comments on Twitter, which are like, oh, man, that's my fantasy guy. Damn it.
He made up for it.
Yeah, he did.
There was a look, anytime you watch a football game and there's a safety and you get to jump up and make the safety thing, that's a great day. You know, you don't get to do that often. Mm-hmm. Anybody can throw a touchdown or hitting weather. Throwing up a safety throw, you know what I'm saying. That's fun.
It is fun.
I don't know. I take so much joy in it. Like, he's in there, man. That's a safety.
One of the least used hand motion from officials, right?
You got to ask your brother. Like, is he fired up when he gets to throw it up?
I don't think he's ever in position to know. Oh, no, he would be. He'd be right there.
I saw a ref call double dribble in the Lakers game, and I about fell off my chair.
But in 2020?
NBA, double dribble? You called double dribble? I was like,
that's still a rule.
I did a Cam Newton. I slid off the chair, just laid there. Like,
has anybody heard of the Euro step? James Harden doesn't even dribble anymore.
No.
Let's see. There's a new voice for Cleveland. Remember the actor Cleveland Brown?
Oh, God, right.
From Family Guy or...
The Cleveland
show is just the Cleveland show, right? Yeah. So the guy that was doing the voice was white. He said, everything going on. He said, all right, I'll stop doing the voice. So the new guy they have in there, where's his name?
Ving Rhames.
No, it's a YouTuber. So he's 26 years old. He's placing Mike Henry. Arfi Shahar?
Sure, I'm subscribed to his channel.
Yeah, anyhow. But it's pretty good. You can hear him here. That's the Cleveland one. And he goes right back into it.
Hey, so all the new people who are worried that, I'm going to stray too away from Mike's performance, I promise that is not the case.
Because I've studied Mike. I mean, he's incredible. I won't let you down, I promise. What's poppin' with it? Peter Griffin, I be rockin' with him. Got a shorty, I be dodging women. And a booty soft de Versace linen. Junior got a daddy who be winning. Rollo got a daddy who be
That'd be pretty funny.
That is so good. Also, it's just crazy that, I don't know what I thought the new voice would sound like, but it's right. It's still going to sound like Cleveland.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't.
You're still writing the same part.
Right. And by this point, there's enough comedic actors that know and do other impressions of people all the time.
It was the guy we grew up with, Rich Little. All he did, I don't even know what he did. He showed up
just did impressions.
Stuff like Hollywood Squares and stuff, but all he did was impressions of other people.
Yeah, baby.
That was it. I never saw him in a movie. I never saw him in a TV show. You just saw him on, a game show.
Who's the guy from Police Academies?
Oh, the black dude, Michael.
He's also in Nice Dreams from Cheech and Chong. Excuse me while I kiss this fly.
Is it Michael Winslow Jr.?
Michael, thank you, yes.
Wow. Guess it is.
Not senior?
Not senior. Okay. Senior had no talent.
He was. He had a tire business.
Speaking of impressions, all 45 seasons of Saturday Night Live are coming to the Peacock streaming network. So if you're a Peacock person, you're going to see every SNL you can watch.
A lot of shows. Yeah. A lot of seasons.
It is. And it's funny. A few weeks ago, I was sitting outside on the deck with some friends, and we just started talking about old SNL skits. And I mean, there's some that I forget. Like Jim Carrey and I know Jim Carrey was always on In Living Color, right? But there's an episode where he's on SNL and he's the lifeguard of the hot tub. And it's like this tiny little pool. It's so ridiculous, but it's like the small little things. Like at one point he blows his whistle because it's lap time, and he throws like a stupid little thing across there, and then Tim Meadows comes out of nowhere and starts swimming laps, but he can only move the top of his body. Right. But just little.
He also did the Lincoln Matthew McConaughey commercials. driving
I think that was a more recent one.
Teeny tiny booger. Rolling it up, flinging it out the window.
Caitlyn Jenner, she might be on The Real Housewives.
Jesus Christ.
Sources say her BFF.
They should just take real out of this.
Right. Sophia Hutchins, BFF. I always forget that. Best friends forever?
Yes.
Ooh. I thought it was a category.
Fat. Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was a thumbnail.
Well, people say BFF all the time.
They do.
Like, I can't remember the last time I heard somebody say it out.
You don't have kids. Specifically a daughter.
They say best friends forever?
Well, they say BFF. Oh, you're saying the whole thing?
My
No.
BFF.
Right.
My
So
BFF.
I know plenty of people that still reference BFF, but as I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, man, when's the last time you heard somebody actually say it?
Right. Best friends forever. That means best friends for now, but I dig it.
Yeah, you never know.
Best friends until my parents move away. Right in the middle of the school year.
They're saying Sophia would probably be on the show, but Caitlyn are super close. They even live together, so you can expect to see them soon. Paris Hilton's mom, Kathy, is also talks to join the cast.
If you like that kind of thing, this is a godsend.
I guess sometimes for me it's just weird because, like, I love watching athletes, right?
Sure.
And you like now, granted, most of them are super rich and stuff, but I don't really care that much about the rich part of their life. I just like the idea that they're gotten so good at a sport, they're the top level, and they can play that sport.
Yes.
Whereas some of these shows, it just seems like you're watching rich people do
that's
The
all.
only one I really liked on that level was Cribs. Because it really was. Like, I'll open the door, I'll show you my house. You're like, that's ridiculous.
But it
Look
wasn't
at all
the
those
same
shoes. But
people,
it wasn't
right?
It wasn't about drama. It's like, all right, well, here's my bedroom, here's my pool.
Yeah, I got a piranha tank. So
I actually like Cribs. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, Cribs was good. But again, like, people are interested in that. Like,
That's really your house.
No offense. I don't want to watch a bunch of women from Beverly Hills, like, get too drunk on champagne and sushi
at 11 a.m.
and fight with each other
about fake problems.
I mean, I respect their hustle. Like,
look, if I could be rich and drink
11 a.m.
Yeah, but you got to see what they're having to do that. I mean, they're turning the lights on in the bedroom. It's not good. I mean, they're just, they're looking at the pool boy. They have to.
Of course they are.
Because they didn't marry that for the looks.
South Park is doing a 1-hour special this week on the coronavirus.
Sadly, it'll probably be more educational.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a 1-hour special. I will say this. South Park, a lot of people love South Park, and I love that they always teach a lesson at the end.
Sure.
And they take shots at everybody.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, if you think you're going to walk into this and be like, oh, they're going to prove a point that I've been saying for months, you're probably wrong.
Every major character that ever made an appearance on South Park was in the stadium, and a cardboard cutout at the Broncos game. I read
so the Broncos do that, or do the South Park guys
I don't know, but I'm watching the game, and I'm like, because I was unaware this is going on. There's a pass, all right? So it's the kind of, the camera's following the ball. I'm like, man, I swear to God, I just saw Kenny. And I know this sounds crazy, but I don't want to say anything out loud. And then they finally mentioned it.
Satan was there.
All right. Yeah, the devil, it was great.
Yeah, man. Well, the morning show, they had their seats with the seat fleet for the Mariners.
Yeah.
So they got some of them back, but Rev's cat, like, the cutout is like supposed to look human. Like, I just telling Mike, man, it's freaking me out all day. Like,
is that why all these cutouts are here?
Yeah.
I told Miles, I almost jumped. I walked into our office and I thought someone was standing in there. Then I'm like, that is the biggest goddamn child I've ever seen.
Thinks his daughter.
It's the cutout of, but the way it's positioned and the sides of it, it looks like an adult, granted with a baby face, standing. I'm like, Jesus.
So, right over there, I got a cat. It's the same thing. Like, out of the corner of your eye, it's like, is that a bald dude trying to creep up on me? Like, no, it's a cardboard cutout of his cat.
Now I've got a fun idea for tomorrow.
You know, I used to have a cardboard Ted.
Oh, yeah, with the Redskins or the Skins jersey on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, slipped up there.
Washington Football Club. Well, technically, no, you got it right.
It's the football team, Miles. Yeah, Paper Ted was the man. He ended up hanging out at more parties than I did. Mm-hmm. I lost track of him. I don't even know where he is. Last I heard, he was in Woodinville.
There was a mini one, too.
There was 2 mini ones.
They traveled, didn't they?
One has stayed on with me, and then one my mom has.
Okay.
That's my son.
Right. It annoys the crap out of my brother and sister, but I think it's great. Sorry you don't have cardboard versions of yourselves.
Yeah.
Anyhow, South Park's doing the 1 hour special. That'll be on Wednesday night if you want to check that out. Here's the official summary. Randy comes to terms with his role in the COVID-19 outbreak as the ongoing pandemic presents continued challenges to the citizens of South Park.
Love Randy. I love when he's the feature of the episode. It's normally pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's a lot of good episodes with Randy.
Yes, Randy Marsh is the man.
And, like we're saying, somebody's got to take on this thing. Let South Park do it.
Let them do it. They'll do it right.
Yeah, they'll make it pretty funny. Anything you're going to watch tonight? Miles, is there anything you guys are going to check out tonight on TV?
I'm just waiting for the debates tomorrow night, to be honest with you.
Are you?
NBA basketball, the finals to start up.
The finals start up.
All that stuff. Baseball, heck, we're playoff bound at this point.
Throw anything for you? Hockey.
Hockey. Yeah, dog. Yeah. All about the hockey.
Right. Stanley Cup playoff or Stanley Cup finals tonight. Tampa Bay and Dallas Stars.
Yeah. Thank you, Chad. That's awesome. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
CuriosityStream has thousands of documentary films and shows available on demand on any device. We're the Netflix for nerds, the Hulu for history buffs, the Disney Plus for the scientist in us. There sure are a lot of streaming services, aren't there? CuriosityStream is the one you definitely need if you're the type to nature dock and chill, if you're an armchair astronaut, if you prefer physics to psychics, or perhaps you know a precocious paleontologist. Go to curiositystream.com to learn more and sign up today.
Recent events have reminded us that escaping to the outdoors can be quite rewarding. Exploring open space is good for the old soul. Hi there, I'm Gregor. Kick back, stare up at the clouds, and dig into the recesses of your imagination. Oh, that one looks like a brachiosaurus. Now reward your flights of fancy with an out-of-body experience, a bold, balanced Space Dust IPA from Elysian. That'll have your taste receptors running wild.
Space Dust.
Elysian Brewing, Seattle, Washington. Explore and enjoy responsibly.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Zookeeper in serious condition after being attacked by a gorilla who broke through 3 doors. Meanwhile, an Irishman in Rome defaces the Colosseum by carving in his initials on one of their tours. Police see 350,000 condoms that were cleaned and then sold as new.
No.
In England, you might need to stay home for a glass of wine or an ice-cold brew. And guess what, guys? Apparently, the socks and sandals thing is cool now. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we go to the lovely country of Vietnam, where local authorities have confiscated 345,000 condoms. The story gives little information as to why this particular warehouse was under investigation, but it turns out that somebody was supplying said warehouse with thousands of used condoms. The condoms were then boiled, reshaped, repackaged, and eventually resold to the public.
Why not use them as party balloons? You know what I mean? Fill them up with helium.
Right.
Give them to the kids.
My question, who's the person that supplies them? Because obviously they're not supplying all of their own.
They're getting 17 cents for a used condom to be returned.
But what I'm saying is, like, if I roll to you like, hey, Miles, listen, man, you don't know me, but do you have an active sex life? Well, sure. Hey, do me a favor. If you use a condom, instead of throwing it away, put it in this easily sealable envelope and send it to me. I got a business on the side.
The bust was aided by a woman that was paid 17 cents for each kilogram of recycled condoms that she produced.
And they made wigs out of all the excess pubic hair.
Oh, no.
Yes. 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 Yes, they did.
Yes. Just how's the black market for used condoms?
Apparently there's one.
Right.
I've never heard of anyone partaking in a used condom before.
But I think it's this. You don't know they're used because they repackage them.
Right.
So some guy's like, hey, man, I'll sell 24 condoms, $10. That's a deal. I don't think you would ever assume that they had been used, washed, reshaped, and then repackaged. I will now, but I never would have before.
Got to assume that's kind of like their version of the gas station condom, as it were. They're not exactly looked at with the best care. Not exactly recycled.
You know to put those quarters in side by side in those machines.
You're getting laid in the next 15 minutes, and that's why you bought it.
Correct. In other news, strange story over in Thailand. An American man is being sued by a local resort after a spat with employees and a handful of bad reviews. When the story initially dropped, the American was arrested by immigration police for his actions of posting multiple bad reviews of the resort. Or at least that's the side of the story that he was telling. According to the resort, he was posting bad reviews every 1 to 2 weeks, accusing the resort of modern-day slavery and mistreatment of its employees. Saying that the remarks would hurt the reputation of the resort, they stepped in and filed a lawsuit against him. We should have more on this story as it unfolds, because I guarantee you there's more coming to it.
Yeah, that's a different argument. If you say I had a crappy time, what are they going to do?
Now it's personal.
They're enslaving people. Like, well, you don't know that. Right? That's a terrible thing.
Our emails are like, you forgot to do this and this and this. I'm like, we were on vacation. Where's the latest show? We were on vacation. Why weren't you here? We took a day off. Sorry, would you like a refund? Please give me your address.
And the thing about it is that, like you said, it wasn't just, hey, I had a bad time. Also, it wasn't just this one really scathing review saying that it's basically
doing it.
Right. It's once every week to 2 weeks.
I'm sure a lot of businesses have had to deal with a douche that does that, like whether it's on Yelp or whatever, or Google reviews or whatever, just like that persistent.
You honestly have nothing to do with your day. You're going to sit here and just write a review every doggone week on this resort?
Mm-hmm.
Really? All right. This just in, social media influencers are posting lies online.
What?
In a recent shocking discovery, it's been found that multiple users on Instagram and TikTok have been using a rented-out studio to lie to their followers.
What?
The one that broke it all was a private jet stage set that multiple influencers have used in an attempt to look like they're on their way to whatever exotic destination on their own private jet.
Okay. I mean, look, I do get the influencer part because, like, inevitably, they have this gig is getting sponsorships.
Right.
And the sponsor's like, look, man, we're Tommy Hilfiger, whatever. Pretend you're on the plane, whatever.
Right. Guess what? I bet you Oprah didn't read all the books that she endorsed either.
What? Mike.
Good point.
Mike. Come on.
People say
I was
things.
in the book club.
Never mind the
I
fact
bet you
that
John Stamos does not knit.
Come on.
That commercial's fake, too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not his real hair.
His hair's not that soft.
Never mind the fact that all of these influencers looked like they're 22 and couldn't possibly afford it anyway. Their followers are nevertheless shocked, with one posting, quote, "It's crazy that anything you're looking at may be fake. The setting, the clothes, the body, I don't know. It just kind of shakes my reality."
Then you're an idiot.
Sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry, you didn't
That's
realize...
your reality. You're not living in one.
You didn't realize the airbrushed photos? The fact that she was posing in a way that made her body look better?
Mm-hmm.
Well done there,
Everything they
Chief.
do is about this. And I get it. You're selling a fantasy. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But like I said, this same guy got me disturbed when he found out Star Trek not filmed in space.
Right. And you're exactly right. They are selling a fantasy. They are selling my life is so much better than yours, and
However,
I have to do nothing to do it.
Tom Cruise's new movie will be filmed in space with Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Yes.
That is kind of crazy.
That is nuts.
I'm gonna miss him.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. You just killed Tom Cruise.
Tell him to go to space.
Let's head to Florida, where local officials got their Sunday learning in early. While responding to a burglary call, the officers were approached by the neighbor, a man wearing nothing but gray boxer briefs and wielding the good book.
Yeah.
He then proclaimed to one of the officers, "I condemn you," before hurling the Bible right at him. The man was subsequently tased and arrested, but he managed to defecate on himself as a defense mechanism against the officers. His wife informed the officers that he, quote, does have a drug problem. And he said that God told him to break into the neighbor's house and, quote, free their juvenile daughter, and he is scheduled to appear in court.
Did God tell you to poop yourself?
Right.
I don't think he added that part.
Free the juvenile daughter. That's their kid.
Right. Next door. That seems a little bit more.
Most people call it my neighbor's kid.
And it's one of those where I want to hear, honestly, the officer's reaction when she says he does have a drug problem.
He probably can't repeat it. No S.
The neighbors know.
Right.
They know.
Right. That's why they called, and I guarantee you they were about to point the finger right at the son of a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was a little.
Yeah.
My bad.
That was feisty.
Get it.
Moving on.
Tase him, bro.
You can be feisty about defecating kidnappers.
Right.
I feel that's fair.
Come on.
I like that she did legit say, hey, he's got a drug problem.
Right. You think?
The guy with the Bible, no shirt, and gray underwear.
Beats the cop with a Bible, throws it, actually injured the cop.
Right.
Yeah.
So threw it right at his head.
I think it was a hardback Bible, you know?
Criminy. Let's keep the party going. Sticking with Florida. A man was arrested for getting the attention of a sheriff's copter. While out on a burglary call, the helicopter reported that someone on the ground had shined a laser at the helicopter, hitting the pilot in the eye and blinding him for a short time. This drew the attention of the chopper until authorities were able to corner the man and arrest him. The man admitted to the act, saying that he thought that the helicopter was a drone.
Second time in Florida in a week this has happened.
And he faces felony charges.
He thought it was a drone. That's the biggest goddamn drone.
It's Florida.
Yeah, he may have thought it was a drone.
I mean, where else do you know anybody who has a laser pointer? It's
fair.
Florida.
That doesn't own a cat.
Yeah, I'm serious.
Well, those are like lasers.
Those are big time.
Yeah. I know a couple of people that have them.
And he legit said that he was blinded for like 3 to 5 minutes.
What's a practical application?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
They're cool, so if you're out in the woods, you can shine them up into trees and everything.
Okay.
But again, I was just talking about this with Ted. This is the bird's eye view. They can actually point your house out on a map and say, cops, he's there.
Yeah.
Go get him.
They have infrared and all that.
Right.
They caught him. They're like, he's around the fence on the right.
Look there. He's running. He's up against the fence. They're going to lead them right to your ass.
He knows what he's done.
Right. Idiot.
It's like Santa Claus, kids. Knows when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake.
McDonald's has found themselves in the lawsuit after a man in Florida had a bad experience with a McNugget. He claims that he bit into one of the nuggets right into a 1-inch bone that was in said nugget. He says that the pain continued through a couple days, and it was discovered that he had cracked his tooth in 2 places, requiring surgery. He's suing the company for $1.1 million and says that he will donate $1 million of the winnings to charity to spread awareness of the dangers of the nuggets.
Even if he wins, he's not going to get $1 million.
The dangers of the nuggets.
Speaking of dangers of the nuggets, anybody yet on the spicy?
Not yet.
No,
I'm about to, though. I'm about to. That is it for headlines with that. Mike Hawkins.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Castle's in. We'll sit and spin next time we see you, and we'll drink and toast with a shout of the day. Go Ravens.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. In the meantime, we be all up out this bitch as we get our ass kicked. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
On Pod Save the World, we want to be your cheat sheet for global events. My name is Tommy Vitor, and each week, my co-host Ben Rhodes and I break down the biggest stories from around the world. Ben and I both worked on President Obama's national security staff, and we'll introduce you to the activists, politicians, and journalists who can help us understand what's going on around the world, what it means for the United States, and what it's like being inside the White House Situation Room during a crisis. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your pods.